The child had scratches. Mom installed a camera. What their cat was doing made her burst into tears. 25-year-old Cindy, from Maine, resided in a small town. Cindy had always dreamed of having her own family because she had spent her childhood surrounded by her brothers, sisters, and many cousins. Despite her desire to start a family, Cindy came to the realization that she would prefer to finish her college coursework and land a solid career in order to support her child when she did have one. The young woman made the decision to adopt an animal to end her loneliness since she believed it would be the next best thing to having a child, because it would give her comfort and company without taking up too much of her time. So, Cindy made the decision to get a cat. Cindy's attention was drawn to a cage holding quite an unusual cat that was perhaps 5 years old. The cat had been abandoned when she was a kitten and had been at the shelter for the previous 5 years because no one would adopt her. Martin asked Cindy if it was alright if he could visit Trixie occasionally after the adoption was finalized. Martin was taking care of Trixie at the time. Over the years, he had grown to love the tiny cat, and he would miss her. After some hesitation, Cindy agreed to let him occasionally drop over to visit Trixie. When Cindy brought her new pet home, she was astounded to watch the cat's response to her surroundings. Cindy took her time to gradually adapt Trixie to her presence and the unfamiliar environment, but she was determined to make friends with the animal. It took a few weeks, during which Martin dropped by frequently and even assisted Cindy in calming the cat. After slowly getting to know one another, Cindy and Martin began to connect through common interests. Martin disclosed that he was a college student pursuing a career as a doctor currently then. Eventually, Cindy and Martin started dating, and soon after that, they got engaged. After a few years, Cindy had managed to secure a lucrative position at a nearby architectural firm, and Martin was practically a fully certified surgeon. Cindy and Martin chose to become parents after determining that their financial situation was secure and that they had always desired to start a family of their own. Cindy eventually gave birth to a healthy boy 9 months later, and the couple decided to name him Daniel. Martin and Cindy first worried about Trixie's reaction to the new baby, but much to their relief, the feline warmed up to the kid right away. The cat made an effort to stay near Daniel whenever she could, shielding him from any possible risks. After a few months, Cindy made the decision to return to the work, and she and Martin started the process of hiring a nanny. After conducting extensive interviews, they chose Sasha because she appeared to have the strongest qualifications of all the nannies they had seen. At first, the new nanny looked to be working out well, and Daniel appeared to love her. Martin and Cindy were overjoyed, but soon strange things started happening. One day Cindy observed that Daniel had several fresh scratches on his arms and a tiny bruise. Sasha, the nanny, said that the cat had started acting out around the infant and had began lashing out at him when the concerned mother questioned her about the wounds. Cindy was horrified by the revelation. She didn't want her kid and her furry companion to clash. But as the young mother began to think over Sasha's story, she started to doubt what she had been told. Trixie had showed Daniel nothing but love and affection from the minute he was brought home, so why would she start acting out now? Cindy, who was unconvinced by Sasha's claims, made the decision to install a hidden camera in Daniel's room so she could witness what was actually happening. But when she looked over the footage, she burst into tears at what her cat was doing. Cindy went back home, dropped Daniel off with the babysitter for the day, and then she began to view the recording. Everything initially appeared to be normal. Daniel was fed before being placed in his cot for a nap by Sasha. Trixie, meanwhile, was unwinding on the window ledge. However, things started to go south when Daniel started to act up. Sasha hurriedly stormed off the sofa and towards the direction of the infant's room as soon as the child started to cry and make noise. Seeing the movement, Trixie immediately jumped to her feet and rushed after the agitated woman. Once inside the bedroom, Sasha started yelling at Daniel and even scraped and pinched his arm to try to get him to stop crying. It was at this moment that Trixie jumped up into the cot and scratched Sasha. In fright, the nanny leaped back and attempted to chase the cat away. Cindy decided she had seen enough and called the local police to report what she had just witnessed. After witnessing the evidence for themselves, the police detained Sasha and imprisoned her for hurting a child. In addition, she was warned not to ever market herself as a nanny again and that she would be sent back to jail if she did. As a reward for defending their priceless child, Cindy and Martin showered Trixie with as many goodies and toys as she wanted.